So yeah, what I'm going to talk about, guys, is not something which is fun to talk about. Yeah, something that gave me a headache, that I felt like devastated, disappointed, angry at myself, of course, not at anyone, because I hadn't done everything that I needed to do before I started going with this with the project. I thought I had done everything, but of course I hadn't. So yeah, welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Tao or Mokanya, in case you haven't seen me before. And on this channel, I talk about my farming journey, which I started in Zimbabwe in 2022. And there in Zimbabwe, I focus on rabbit farming, chicken farming, fish farming, and vegetable farming. I do not live in Zimbabwe. I live in Sweden. That's where I live here. But I do my farming back home in my absence, which is also a topic for another day. Today I'm going to talk about the challenges that I've had during my farming journey from 2022. I've had quite a number of challenges, and I'm going to talk about a few of them that I think you guys should take a note, so that you do not repeat the same mistakes that I've made. So yeah, you guys are lucky to have someone like me who can tell you the mistakes that I've made, so that you guys can avoid those mistakes when you decide to venture into this farming in Africa, in Zimbabwe, wherever you are there in Africa, or somewhere else in other parts of the world. There are some people who do not want to hear about fish farming at all. And there are some people who would not want to hear about goat farming. There are some people who would not want to hear about rabbit farming. There are some people who do not want to hear about chicken farming. What all these people have in common is that they've either lost their savings, they were even attacked by some diseases, and they were not prepared. And in many cases, it's about the money. It's about how they manage these things, but they've had such a bad experience in those areas that they were focusing on. So my piece of advice to you guys is that make sure that you've done your research properly before you venture into something, and make sure that you don't just copy and paste like what someone else is doing, and then you do exactly the same, because what may work for me may not work for someone else somewhere else. So do your research properly, so that you don't hate farming. You need to get also these basic info, basic knowledge about the field that you want to focus on. When I started this fish farming, I thought I had done everything that I required to do for me to be able to start that fish farming. And I had done my research. I had talked to different people. I had visited some other people. I had even attended some online courses myself. And then I thought, well, now I'm ready to go. As you know, guys, I do my fish farming in Kumusha. In Kumusha, in the countryside, we do not have electricity. And I rely completely on solar, on my solar system. So yeah, when I started this, I had 3 kV solar system, which I was using. And the company that helped me to get started, they thought it was good enough to be able to run my system. So yeah, I went on and bought my fingerlings. I bought 3,000 fingerlings, and then I did everything that you're supposed to do before you start going. And then I felt like, well, I was ready to go. And then boom, I put my 3,000 fingerlings in my fish tank, and then everything was working well. And then I came back to Sweden. I was here in Sweden, and then everything was going well. And then one day I just woke up to see that there were I had some missed phone calls from back home from Kumusha. People were trying to reach me. And there's some messages. We had lost a lot of fish from those 3,000. I think the first time we lost about 300 something. The reason why we lost all those fish is because of the system. Something went wrong with my solar system. And then my fish could not breathe. You know, when the system is not working properly, the fish cannot breathe. They need oxygen for them to be able to breathe. So the aerators that I use in my system, in the system that I have, it helps them to be able to breathe. And they could not breathe because the system, something happened, something technical happened with our system. And then they were phoning me. And then when I saw the missed phone calls, I phoned them right away because I'd seen that they had written that the system stopped working. They did not see it right away when it stopped working, the system. So when they saw it, we had already lost a number of fish. And then we do not have any technician at the place. So we had to phone the people who work with this the solar system in town. So by the time they came, we had lost, I think, about 1,200, something like that. And that was like a big blow to me. So what can you do, guys, to avoid these things? The best thing that you can do to avoid such things like system failure is to be able to have a backup system. A backup system like a generator or another backup system that that can power your system in case it fails. In my case, they said I had like gel batteries, and then my 3 kV solar system, which I was using at that time. So I had to run around and try to change the system, but it was too late. And then they were dying every day. You know, sometimes you don't get people to come right away to come and assist you. Another problem that I've faced at my place is the fish that were not growing. We fed them and nothing was happening. We were weighing them. Normally we weigh them like weekly, every week we weigh them and then see if there's there's some changes in terms of their weight, if they're gaining weight, if they're growing. But then nothing happened with those fish. We just fed them. I really don't know what was wrong with those fish. If it was the breeder, if it was something else, if it was the feed. I really can't say exactly what happened. It's just like huku zerinuta. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but my mom once told me about these chickens that they once bought, that they invested a lot of money in that, and then they thought they were going to grow just like normal chickens, and they were quite cheap, of course, and then nothing happened. They fed them, they did not grow at all. So I think that's also one thing that I came across with the fish. We fed them, but then they were not growing. Nothing was happening with those fish. So if you guys have heard stories about huku zerinuta, the ones that weren't growing, please write in the comment section. I did not experience that, but my mom told me about that. So it's the same thing with fish. So my piece of advice is to you guys that deal with those reputable breeders that are known by other people. So visit a lot of other fish farmers who are around you. Go there and then talk to people who are into this business. They always they can always assist you with the right breeders so that you get the good quality of fish that can grow. This information I actually forgot to mention it in my previous videos, guys. I feel like I should have told you guys at the beginning. There are 2 types of fish that you can farm. For myself, I only focus on the males, the male fingerlings. They are the sex reversed because they grow faster. If you want to just if you do not want to work as a breeder, if you want to just focus on producing fish for sale, then of course, then you should focus on the male fingerlings, the sex reversed ones. The reason being, they do grow very fast. They're the ones that you can be certain that they will reach target within 6 months where you're supposed to sell your fish. So if you just work with mixed fingerlings, the males and females, that can take a very, very long time for them to grow. And they will also grow not uniformly. They'll be just have like different sizes, and that can also be hard for you to harvest. So it's advisable if you want to focus on just producing fish to sell. So focus on those ones. But if you want to work as a breeder, then of course that's fine. Then you can have mixed the males and females, because the females normally they do not grow as fast as the male. So I'll leave you guys watching this video, this short video about the mortality of our fish, and then the problems that we've had at the farm at my Kumusha, where I'm doing the projects. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys. I'll see you guys shortly.
Aiwa, tinda banitu kanduwa phone.
Ngutse kubatiza pamwe zinoona kufamba.
Undobatiza? Teza kapauza?
Siruka. Izira.
My piece of advice to you guys is that do not go all the way when it's your first time to do something. Do not put everything in that project if you're not used, if it's a first time to run that project. Start very little, guys. Start very small, and then you grow gradually. When you have gathered some knowledge about that project that you're running, and then of course then you can grow and grow. Because if you put everything, all your money in that project, and then you are faced with the challenges that face me, then you'll be in trouble. So make sure that you also have like some money on the side, that you have some savings in case of emergency. Because when you're running a project, it's not certain that it's going to run nicely. So sometimes anything can happen. So have some money aside in case of these emergencies, so that you can cover those things. So what I did was I had to change the system very fast. I also had to buy the generator as a backup system, and I was supposed to do this before. I had so much faith in and trust in this in my solar system, because I thought it was going to work without any problem, which was a very big mistake, right? So for you guys who want to venture into this, who are also planning to use a solar system to run your systems, guys, have a backup plan, a backup system that you can connect as soon as something goes wrong with the system that you're using. So I changed also my system from the 3 kV to 5 kV, and we did this in a period of a week. And then, of course, we were losing the fish and losing the fish and losing the fish. I think by the time that we were done fixing everything, I had lost more than half of the 3,000 fish that I bought from the very beginning. Another thing which is also very important, guys, for you guys who want to venture into this fish farming business, is that you make sure that you send your staff to these courses for fish farming courses that we have out there, because it's always nice to have someone with the basic knowledge of taking care of your fish or whatever project that you're running. Send your guys to these courses. I sent my guys after that first incident. I sent my guys to these courses where they learned about how to take care of fish. So do likewise, guys. You'll gain a lot. Of course, those courses, it costs, of course, to go to those courses, but hey, you will gain in the long run. Because if you have someone who's knowledgeable, who's dealing with your fish, whatever project that you're running, then it feels a little bit safer. And then, of course, if you do not have someone with the right knowledge, you can lose a lot. And then sometimes, like what I did in the beginning, I just told my guys, because I had attended the online courses about the fish, and then I talked a little bit about other fish farmers. So I just taught my guys like orally, just I just explained to them how to take care of them, what to do and what to do. And you know, sometimes you feel like you are a good teacher, you are good at explaining things, but hey, I wasn't as good as I thought I was when I explained to the guys how to take care of these things. And in case of this, you do that, you do that. So it's always best or good to send them to some courses so that they can learn for themselves. And then not just one time, send them to those courses every now and then so that they keep updating their knowledge as to how to take care of your things. That way, you will protect your investment. That way, you will protect everything, your money and your project, if you have people with the right knowledge. Another thing which also contributes to the growth of your fish is, of course, the feed that you feed your fish with. Right now, there are so many players on the market. Many people who are like selling the different kinds of fish feed, different kinds of feed for different animals. There are some people who are copying other people's ingredients, and they're not doing it very well. So make sure that you also buy your feed from reputable shops where they sell quality feed. Because if you compromise on the feed, you are not going anywhere. Your fish will not reach the target that you want them to reach within 6 months. So take a look at that. Try by all means to avoid buying your feed from anyone who says, well, I'm selling feed at a cheaper price. So guys, I'm not telling you guys this information to scare you guys. No, I am telling you guys so that you can venture into this with your eyes wide open, with your ears wide open as well, so that you avoid the same mistakes that I made when I started with this fish farming. So it's a good thing that I am, in case you want to venture into this one. So it's very important that you know, then you can avoid making the same mistakes that I made when I ventured into this fish farming. So yeah, make sure that your system is working properly and that you have a backup system in case something happens to your solar system. Then you have your generator which can take care of the job. And then you have another system. Some people, they use even gas. I haven't tried that one, but at my place, I only use solar system and the generator. That's what I use. I always make sure that these guys work with the solar system. They always maintain my battery, check my system. And then I always make sure that there is diesel in my generator. I use a diesel generator. So yeah, it's been working well ever since that incident with when I lost a lot of fish. So I can say that the first batch, when I had like 3,000 in the tank, I did not make much money since I lost more than half of the fish because of that incident. So I did not make much money. So the second batch worked really well for me. I will talk about the numbers in my next video. I hope you guys will have learned one or two things. that you can think of so that you can avoid those mistakes that I made. And then that way, of course, you can save yourself some money, you can save yourself some time, because whenever something goes wrong, you will run around, you will lose time, you will lose money, everything just is like chaos. So I hope I've helped one or two guys out there so that you can think of this thing before you venture into this fish farming, because there are these things that need to be in place. Right, yeah. So make sure that you have a backup system that works, that you have knowledgeable staff, that you have good quality feed, that you have a good breeder, the one that gives you the good quality of fingerlings that can grow well. Yeah, I think if you fix those things, you'll be good to go. And of course, you need someone who can monitor these things all the time in case of something happens with the system. If they're close, then of course they can take care of the problem right away. But if they're far, so you need someone who's always close to the area in case of an emergency. So yeah, I've learned a lot. So right now, all these things, all the mistakes that I've made, I'm not going to repeat those mistakes. I have learned those things, and I know exactly what not to do and what to do. My staff, they know exactly what to do and what not to do. So you also have to keep having contact with these guys. I have contact with my guys every day. Every day, if through writing or through talking on the phone. And video calls are very, very important. I always do that a lot. So it's also very, very good to do that, especially if you're like someone who's farming and you're not living there. So have good contact with these guys all the time. That of course that keep them motivated as well. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done that yet. Write in the comment section, guys, what you think about fish farming and how you are dealing with the problems that I've mentioned that happened to me. How are you taking care of those problems at your farm? If you're farming, if you're a fish farmer out there, write in the comment section, guys, so that we can all learn from each other. And then, like I said, there are so many people out there who also want to venture into this fish farming. So share the problems, the challenges that you have had, and how you dealt with those problems, so that other people can learn and then they can avoid to make the same mistakes that you made. That's why I'm also sharing this, so that other people can avoid making the same mistakes that I made. So let's help each other so that we can all learn, and then we can all venture into these different kind of projects. So yeah, that's my journey, and I'm still walking that journey. So thank you guys for watching. Cheers up.